Hey everybody. So we went to see Tenet on Friday night. That's a couple nights ago now. It's the first night that that at least AMC, the theaters around here, were opened since all the quarantine and shutdowns went into place. They had 40% capacity, but the theater we sat in was probably uh, I don't even know if there was even 40%. We were in a big auditorium, and I don't think there were really that many people in there. It's probably because it's the first night that the quarantine is lifted. My guess is there's a lot of people who just they weren't necessarily very comfortable going to see a movie. We saw it at 9:30 on a Friday night, um, and this is going to be our review. Before we get into that review, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can get and hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications of future videos. Also, quick shout out to Sonic the Demon here. He's you want to talk about your channel for a minute?
Um,
He does a lot of you do a lot of Roblox, right?
and Minecraft.
He does a lot of Roblox and Minecraft videos. I will put a link to his channel below in the description. So check his channel out as well. So without further ado, let's talk about Tenet. There will be spoilers, but we're gonna start without spoilers. So don't worry. If you want to hear a little bit, if you're avoiding spoilers, we'll let you know when those are coming. First thing I want to talk about is the music of Tenet. If you've seen other Christopher Nolan movies, this will stand out to you. It reminded me a lot of Inception and what's that space movie he did? Interstellar. Yeah, the music really stands out. Really noticeable. Some of it, unfortunately, did drown out some of the dialogue in the movie. It wasn't all over the place. There was a couple places, but the music was really good. There's a couple instances, and these aren't really spoilers, where I wonder if you play the music backwards, does it um, does it match with what's going on in the scene? We'll get into that more when we get to the spoilers. Um, but there's that, and then there's I think the set design was really well done. Um, I I mean, most of the technical details of the movie, they're like it's pretty much, I would say, screams Christopher Nolan. So and I really like this movie. I'm probably want to see it. I think I want to see it two or three more times because, like most of his movies, you get a better understanding of the movie the more times you see it. I mean, I can think back through it and go, oh yeah, that's why this happened. But just like with Inception, you get more out of it every time you watch it. Do you guys have anything you want to add about
Not spoilers.
without spoilers so far?
No.
No? Okay, they don't have anything they want to add. So I guess we'll just get it. We'll just start with the spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, then go ahead and tune out right now. But if you're okay with spoilers, we're gonna start spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's just start with let's start with you, dude. What was your favorite scene? You told me after we saw it what your favorite scene was.
The part where they go back and they figure out that the people that they were fighting were themselves.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
scene where they go through the machine.
Yeah.
Talking about that? Yeah, there's a scene in there. Yeah, this is pretty big spoiler, but they find out. I think it was during the airport.
Yeah.
During the airport scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they went backwards.
Yeah, where the two main characters, they ended up fighting a couple of guards. It's really easy to tell though that the one guard was the same person. You find out later on in the movie. I think before they even um, get into the whole they're inverted. It has to do with time. It's why you see some scenes in the trailer where they're shooting but they're catching the bullet. It's that they're inverted. Someone explains to the main character that it was the same guard just in two different periods of time, and he finds out later on that it was actually him. Throughout the movie, the main character finds that out, and it's explained to him by the what I would call the co-star. The reason that he's not telling him these things is because if he does tell him, then things might happen differently. Kind of like how in Endgame, Doctor Strange tells Iron Man, if I tell you how it's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen that way. So he can't tell him. So yeah, that was a really good scene. Most of those scenes are kind of mind warping because you're trying, like, wait, yeah, it gets kind of weird. Do you have any? What was your favorite scene?
I like the parts where like they're in the end. There's like a kind of like a fight scene where they're going to.
Oh yeah, they had two groups of people at the end. One were regular and the other ones were inverted. When we say inverted, basically they have gone through a machine, and now all these guys, they look like they're walking backwards, but really what's happened is that they are experiencing time differently. They are go for all intents and purposes they are going backwards through time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then like how whenever they're doing like the backwards effects, like. They had the guy who got like trapped in the wall, or like the explosions all going backwards into the floor.
And he's not like stuck in the wall like in Philadelphia Experiment, if you've ever seen that movie. What it was that there's a scene, and you can kind of tell when things are going to start happening because you'll see particles like with the gunshots in the window. You can see the cracks start to shift, and somebody sees these big giant pieces of concrete start to shift and move, and he's yelling at the people behind him to get out because he realizes that the pieces of concrete came from the building behind him. And I think one or two people managed to get out, but as the third person runs out, the building pieces, they go backwards and they seal that person in the wall. So he's not like part of the wall, but he's stuck in the crevice behind the wall.
I think he's like smushed actually, because it's like after the explosion it's going backward and it just pushes him.
I don't know if it smushed him because the wall itself, it had a gap in it. I don't know how big. It looked like it had a sizable gap inside of it. Like you could see that the guy was standing inside there. There was a wall behind him, and then in front of him was a crevice that had opened up where an explosion had come through. So I'm not sure if it squished him. I didn't, when we watched it, I didn't go, oh, thinking the guy just got squished. I just think he got trapped. So maybe, not sure about that. And there's no way to tell because it's all sealed up. You wouldn't. There was no blood effect or anything like that. I think it's just left to the viewer in this case. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about with the movie?
Oh yeah, Nate, do you have anything?
The teams were happening, like the blue and red team. I like the part where they had like kind of backwards music while they were doing it.
Did it feel like the music was backwards to you? Yeah, there was a few scenes. In fact, I mentioned that in the non-spoiler section. There's a few scenes. There was that one, and then there was an earlier scene where they all became inverted, and then the star says, "I'm going after them," and they're telling him the consequences of being inverted in the real world, and they're describing all this stuff. And it was during that scene that I started to think, I wonder if anyone's gonna take the music and reverse it, because it almost sounded like they recorded music and then they inverted it or flipped it over. If you've ever done that in a sound editing program where you reverse the music, it kind of sounded like that to me. I guess that's one of the fun things we'll be able to do once this movie comes out on DVD. We'll be able to take these portions of the movie, flip them over, and see if they sound differently. But yeah, that was a neat scene. I think my favorite one, and it's partially seen in the trailer, is when the car driving backwards, and it flips and crashes. That it turns out, like we said, spoilers. It turns out that yes, the driver was inverted, but the driver is the star of the movie, who becomes inverted later on, hops in that car, and then is having to, and like I said, they kind of described how he'd feel. He's having to live as an inverted person in a non-inverted world. And some of the scenes you see, like with when they have a gas mask on, that's because the world is inverted, or they are inverted, but the world is not. Excuse me. So I think the description was that the air is trying to escape you, so they have to wear a gas mask to have the air forced into their lungs. Otherwise, they can't breathe. What did you guys think of the movie overall?
It was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Interesting.
Interesting.
It was cool.
It was cool. Yeah, I liked it. I'm a fan of Christopher Nolan's movies. I think I've liked all the ones he's done. I'm pretty sure I've seen everything he's done. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan because I don't know all the ins and outs of all of his movies, but I like Tenet. I would love to see it a few more times just to I think fully understand it. I'm sure there's plenty that I didn't understand. You guys want to see it again?
Yeah, it'd be nice to like.
We might wait
see all
until
the
it comes out on
things.
video to rent it, and then we can pause it and analyze scenes and things like that. But yeah, we give it. I give it 1 thumb up.
Yeah.
5 stars. What do you? How about
Good.
thumbs up? Thumbs down?
Thumbs up. 4.5. I guess.
4.5 stars. What about you? Thumbs up.
4.9.
4.9 stars. Anyway, I think that's all we got for this movie review. If you haven't seen Tenet, go see it. It's a good movie. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and be sure to hit that like button to show us that you like this video. And leave a comment below if you've seen the movie. Leave a comment below, and let us know what you think. Let us know what you know of this video. But that's all we got, and we'll see you in the next one.